MC. Okay, no, I want to say co-host. How about doing the welcome? I thought I sent that. Did I not hit send?
I'm okay to do it. I think it's nice. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Holy breath and holy name. Will you ease this pain? Holy breath and holy name. Will you ease this pain? Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. Holy breath and holy name. Will you ease this pain? Holy breath, will you ease this pain? Will you ease this pain? Will you ease this pain? Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. You don't have to carry the weight of the world. Let go, let go, let go. Holy breath and holy name. Will you ease this pain? Holy breath, will you ease this pain? You don't have to carry. Will you ease this Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go.
Morning. Nice to see your faces. Thanks for being here today. As you know, All Souls is a congregation that's built on covenant, not creed. We're all here because we agree that how we treat one another matters, how we live this life matters, and learning to respect people with differing paths and opinions is a goal worth pursuing. So to that end, whoever you are, whatever your age, race, origin, orientation, background, status, ability, identity, if you care to be here with us, you're always welcome in a spirit of mutuality. I was thinking through all of those things this morning and saying, well, I could just say it another way, but I don't want to forget anything. So, and forgetting gets easier as I go along. And repetition
is the key to faith formation.
Don't forget that. We front load the services with a little bit of information, try to get things out in as many different ways as we can. And so we do not yet have a B-pod, a board person of the day. That's insider language. B-pod stands for board person of the day. But we don't have one yet, so.
And y'all are free to unmercifully tease Taha when he gets here. What?
With love.
With love, with great love, of course, and I say that with great love, and he knows that. So what is going on? First of all, our volunteer of the month is actually our game master of the month, Sally Wood. Sally, for those of you who came to the murder mystery dinner, Murder in Maui, she pretty much conceived the characters and the plot and the costumes and it was big fun. It was big fun, and so we honor the game master this month. And Sally, of course, has done all kinds of other things. She's a past president of the board. She sings in the choir. She shows up. She shows up and for all kinds of stuff, and we appreciate it. Our giveaway the plate, which is where the part of our contributions that are not earmarked for pledge, we give to an organization in the wider community that kind of aligns with our values and does the work that we like. And in this case, we do the work with them. It's Highland Center Ministries, and we use this giveaway the plate to help fulfill our pledge to Highland Center Ministries, which is $1,500 a year. And so whatever you can spare in addition to your pledge, we would really appreciate it. It's a wonderful cause. They do the Highland Blessing Dinner. They do tax preparation services for people making $55,000 or less. They have clothes closets for every age and size. They have swim lessons, I think, for kids in the summertime, and and a thrift store, all kinds of diaper bank, all kinds of things I'm forgetting. So it's a wonderful partnership of congregations and other organizations, and we're proud to be part of it. And we just celebrated 14 years of the Highland Blessing Dinner every Thursday night. So that's our giveaway the plate this month. Today we have a congregational meeting right after the service. We'll want to get started as quickly as possible, although we will encourage you to take a few minutes and give your worthy donation to our children and youth who are having a bake and bracelet sale to raise money for Louisiana Advocates for Immigrants in Detention. They have been talking with Taha and with Susan Yellett, who work for that organization, to find out more about how welcoming the stranger aligns with our Unitarian Universalist values, and they'll tell you a little bit more about that in a service a few weeks from now. But today, they want to raise some money, so help them out in that time between the end of the service and the congregational meeting, or after the congregational meeting. They'll be around. Is that it? I think that might be it. All right. Thank you so much for being here today. Oh, did you want to come back up, or did you need anything else? You good? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Reverend. And she'll be back to help us with music today, which we very much appreciate. I'll ask you now to settle into the spirit of worship. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. Let your shoulders drop down from your ears. And I usually find that when I take another deep breath and exhale, that they drop down just a little bit more. And when we can't hear the chime anymore, we will sing together, "Come, Come," whoever you are. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come again. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. In our call to worship this morning, we have the words of Joan Javier Duval, inspired by Nancy Wood, and we will close out the service today with the Nancy Wood reading that inspired this. As the world shifts beneath us, we seek steadiness, the unwavering support of community, the principled guidance of wise teaching, the faithful turning of the seasons. We seek within ourselves and in one another a devotion to all that is true, all that is just, all that is beautiful. We gather here to reground ourselves and to reorient toward our heart's calling. Here we hold on to what is good, to what we believe, and to what we must do. With resolute and compassionate hearts, let us worship together. Can I get some help with the first chalice lighting this morning? These are not the leaders of tomorrow, these are the leaders of today, right? We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Together, with mind, hands, and heart, we care for the earth and for each other. Thank you. We have a responsive chalice lighting this morning, and it's by a woman who's considered kind of the grandmother of Unitarian Universalist religious education, and this reading was requested by one of our speakers today, Steve Caldwell. And the words will be on the screen. Some beliefs are like walled gardens. They encourage exclusiveness and the feeling of being especially privileged. Other beliefs are expansive and lead the way into wider and deeper sympathies. Some beliefs are like shadows clouding children's days with fears of unknown calamities. Other beliefs are like sunshine blessing children with the warmth of happiness. Some beliefs are divisive, separating saved from unsaved, friends from enemies. Other beliefs are bonds in a world community where sincere differences beautify the pattern. Some beliefs are like blinders, shutting off the power to choose one's own direction. Other beliefs are like gateways, opening wide vistas for exploration. Some beliefs weaken a person's selfhood. They blight the growth of resourcefulness. Other beliefs nurture self-confidence and enrich the feeling of personal worth. Some beliefs are rigid, like the body of death, impotent in a changing world. Other beliefs are pliable, like the young sapling, ever growing with the upward thrust of life. Will you join me in our unison affirmation? The words will be on the screen. Rise in body or spirit. And as you are willing, say those with me. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus do we covenant with each other. Our opening song, as requested by one of our speakers, Tara Haskins, will be Wo Ya Ya. And yes, we did sing this last week, but repetition is the key to faith formation.
The key to faith formation. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Oh yeah, yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
I chose this story today because today you're going to be hearing from different voices from within our congregation. And so I wanted to think about the importance of bringing different voices together and listening to each other. And And I love that this book centers around a piece of art, because one of the things we're starting to talk about as our move becomes more of a reality, it's beginning to look more and more like a real thing that's going to happen. We want to think about what parts of us, what are the important things that we want to bring with us, and what might be a visual representation of that. And so I want to read you the story first, and then I'd like to have maybe just a short conversation about some of the things that, if you were going to make a giant piece of art about All Souls, that what you might put into it. So this is called Hey Wall, and it's by Susan Verde, who wrote the words, and John Pera, who did the illustrations. Hey Wall, you are big, a city block big, my city block. Maybe once you were full of style, but no one has taken care of you. You are nothing to look at. You are old, cold, and empty. And that is not a comparison to here, by the way, just to clarify. Hey, Wall, in the fall, James and I skateboard past you as fast as we can on the way home from school. And in the winter, the dirty snow piles up in front of you. No one shovels. Danny and her friends on the block build their snowmen on other sidewalks. In the spring, Grandma Addie drinks iced tea on the stoop. She talks of a time when our neighborhood was beautiful, when you were beautiful. In the summer, the ice cream truck rolls by. We chase it to a spot far from you, where we let the ice cream melt on our tongues. Each day, we all keep our eyes down. We cheer for the tiny flowers pushing through the cracks in the sidewalk, reaching for sunlight. No one looks up at you. There is nothing to cheer for. You are only lonely concrete. Hey, Wall, when we are inside with family, friends, and neighbors, there is love. There is joy. Can you smell what's cooking? We are eating together. Can you hear the stories we share about the way things used to be? We are telling jokes and belly laughing. Can you hear our music? We are salsa dancing. We are hip hopping. We are dizzy from spinning. We want to take it to the streets. But you don't dance. You don't laugh. You don't share your stories. Hey, Wall, guess what? I'm ready to change all that. I've got my pencil. I've got my paints. I've got my dreams. I am a writer, a creator, a game changer, a wall changer. James and Danny brought their sketches. Grandma Addie brought her memories. We've all brought our ideas and our imagination. We give you one last look, and then we begin. I call to my family, my friends, my neighbors, and we stand right in front of you, staring you down. You are our wall now. You've become our blank canvas. Your cracks and bumps and rough edges are our clean slate. Up on ladders and way down low, soon we have filled you with color, creations, and energy. You are stone, but you don't have to be hard. Hey, Wall, look at you now. You are beautiful. And now you tell the real story of us. And together we are something to see. Hey, Wall. So, as you listen to the story, did you think about, let's say we were going to work together on a giant mural, and I think maybe we'll do that before we go, a giant banner, let's say, something we can take with us. What would you want to put on there? Ava? Animals, yes. They've been a big part of who we are, our blessing of the animals and the animals that show up. Miss Bella that comes with Mr. Kevin a lot. So definitely animals. The beautiful window. Yeah. Trees. Yeah. Wait, what? Different religious symbols, because we learn from all of them, don't we? The choir, absolutely. Service, like service to the community, or this service, or both? Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. I think service is important. It's a big part of who we are. Yeah, Susan. The picture of our founders. I never did get around to telling that story, did I? I think we have Miss Gail Gucker, and Mr. Russ Pease is actually coming down from Arkansas in person, after all, to speak to us on June 7th, right? June 7th, yeah. And so I may tell that story that day, because it's a good story of how we came to be in the first place. But that's Philip and Clara Lieber. I think Barbara put that up for Mother's Day, but it's good to keep them up there. Remember where we came from. Breaking bread in the fellowship hall, that's right. Potlucks. Jet pig, absolutely. Yes. I shouldn't I? You're right. No inside baseball. So what does jet pig stand for, y'all? Justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, generosity, and what is at the center? Love. That's right. Those are the values around which we covenant as a faith tradition. So definitely jet pig. And this is the symbol right here. This is jet pig. And the kids also made a jet pig that you'll see around the church. What now? Our friends' faces, right? The people that we know, our community. Wait, I heard the blessing dinner back here, and then what did you say, Barbara? The Native Americans who were here before we were, yeah. Yeah, Susan.
I think we will throw away meatballs.
So in 2023, was it? The immigrants who have been released from detention but couldn't yet go to their families stayed here for about 10 days. It ended up being, while the Highland Center was renovated. And they cooked, and they were great cooks. And Mamadou made these incredibly delicious meatballs, but there were so many of them that we saved some in the freezer, and and we look at them still in the freezer and say, we really should throw these out. But yeah, they probably will not come with us. But our memory of Mamadou and walking through the foyer one morning when I was in the pulpit with his towel around him because he had just taken a shower. So, yeah, Taha. The anti-apartheid pledge, yes, that we were the first UU congregation in the country to take that pledge. That's important. We will definitely take that with us. Y'all have got some pretty good ideas. I think, what? Queer symbols and flags, absolutely. The rainbow flag and the sign that says, we'll give money to an LGBT organization if you take this flag. All right, and the Black Lives Matter signs too. Well, y'all got, I think if we get a big piece of banner paper before too long, I think you've got some incredible ideas, and thank you for sharing those. And we are gonna sing the children and youth to their class so they can get ready for their sale. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. One of the really wonderful things about the big small town that is Unitarian Universalism is that from time to time, Barbara or I get to read words from a dear friend. And no, I did not know Adrienne Rich, but Joy Berry is a dear friend of mine that I've known for years. And she's written this beautiful piece inspired by this poem by Adrienne Rich. So I'll read that first. My heart is moved by all I cannot save. So much has been destroyed. I have to cast my lot with those who age after age, perversely, with no extraordinary power, reconstitute the world. And Joy writes, the first time I ever worshiped at a now beloved UU church, the minister was speaking from the pulpit when a baby's wail came from the nursery, the kind of interruption that most speakers would have perhaps skipped over, said a quick thing about church can't be that bad, ha ha, or offered a word of thanks to their nursery care workers, all of which would carry an implied curriculum that such a cry was an interruption. Any of those reactions would have taught us that we could collectively ignore the crying and get on with the business of church. But instead, he stopped. He didn't talk over it or rush through. He cocked his head, listening. His was a real response, one human hearing another human's despair and pain, authentically compassionate. And then he said something like, let's wait a moment. Let's just make sure. He let his presence to that cry subsume us all. I was coming from a church experience where a baby's cry would have never been heard in the sanctuary, and if it had, I think the minister would have been very unhappy at the interruption. But here I felt in the embrace and invitation of the Holy Spirit, which I have not always felt as a UU or a religious professional in worship, though I have felt it many times working with children in religious education. I was moved, as Adrienne Rich said, by all we could not save, by the sacred responsibility to stay near, even in the face of that despair, and perhaps more importantly, in the face of our own helpless anguish, even, and perhaps especially, when it is not required of us. That was the most powerful piece of ministry I have ever witnessed from the pulpit. The message I took was that the most important thing to do for any of us is to stay soft, wholehearted, and open to the world in all its beauty and its terror, and gathered there to let love lead us. Divine love, open our hearts to the solitary cry and to understand it as a call. Ground us in compassion to stay present in sacred witness. Convict us with the courage to respond. And may we take these words and these thoughts with us into the silence.
to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. Yay.
I really didn't put a whole lot of thought into the order of our speakers this morning, other than alphabetical order works either way you do it, first name or last name. So I'm going to invite Ann Andrews to come on up first, and I want to thank the three of them for agreeing to do this. That's pretty wonderful.
My name is Ann Andrews, and I've attended All Souls for 2 years, a little over 2 years, and been a member for 1 year. I taught school for 40 years, grades 5 to 12. It seems like this should be easy for me, but you all seem to be a little happier and more attentive than my previous audiences. I'm devoted to my family. I have one daughter, and she and her husband have my 3 precious granddaughters. The oldest, Ellie, is a recent graduate of Savannah College of Art and Design. She and her husband married here a year ago. And Audrey, a former soccer star, the middle granddaughter, is currently a corrections officer at Bossier Max, so we have diversity in my family. Most of you know Phoebe, my unique sidekick who entertained us with dance yesterday all day. I have videos if anybody wants to see. I have attended church all my life. I was brought up in the Methodist church. In high school, I was attracted to the local Baptist church with its energy and lively music. Different events took me away from one church and into another during the life of my young child, but we always went somewhere. This is probably not the place to explain all the reasons I left and kept searching. At some point, I even went on a Baptist mission trip to Haiti. So many folks stood in line for the rice that we were distributing, and we ran out. And I was always trying to figure out what was going on. I said, can we buy some more rice for these people? I was told we were there to offer them eternal salvation and not to worry about feeding their mortal bodies. I was a little astonished at this attitude. I haven't attended church in years, but I miss the community. I did not miss the guilt and being told the absolute meaning of things and what to believe. The things that I believe that are certain and the things that are uncertain don't match in many churches and religions. I have found that there is a match in this community. I am uncertain about all the where did we come from and where are we going eternally questions. Answers from other religions offer comfort, and if that happens, great. But I am uncertain that there is a power that expects me to believe I have all the answers. The things I am certain of, I am certain that people all over the world are the same in many ways. We love our children and family and want the best for them. Most of us would give everything for them. I am certain we need to take care of our home, this planet, and I'm certain that most of us in this room won the geographic lottery, and we should be kind and caring to those who don't have it as good as we have. I think this church abides by those certainties and does a pretty good job of suggesting to us the ways we might be able to do more. I leave here feeling hopeful.
Good morning. I'm Steve Caldwell. You might know me as Susan's spouse or being the father of Delia and Charlie. You might know me as the volunteer who works with information technology here, computers, networking, websites, social media at All Souls. I always make sure that the people that are online, watching us on Facebook and later on YouTube, are here with us today. I've also been active in the church, All Souls, for many years, religious education, youth ministry, pledge drive, and more. I've also been active in Unitarian Universalism beyond our walls, serving as a board member for the Southwest District, back when we had a district, a youth advisor for district camps and conferences, and I was a liberal religious education member, a Loretta member, representing Loretta on a UU campus ministry committee many years ago. I was also a lifespan curriculum trainer for the Our Whole Lives comprehensive sexuality education series that covers from early childhood to older age. AL is also known as AL. You might have heard it talked about here from time to time. AL was jointly developed by the Unitarian Universalist Association and the United Church of Christ for use in UU settings, United Church in Christ settings, or also other liberal Protestants who are using it as well. We've had Methodist, Disciples of Christ, Episcopalians, Presbyterians attending AL trainings in the past. And it can also be used in secular settings. I retired from being an AL curriculum trainer in 2023 after 24 years of doing that work. Susan said the topic for the day is we should explore what does being a Unitarian Universalist mean to me. To explore this, we're going to take a detour into some Unitarian Universalist theology. We're going to talk about the theology of salvation. We don't hear the word salvation very much in here, do we? We don't really, not really? No. And I'll be borrowing from the work of Reverend Dr. Rebecca Parker. She's a former president of Star King School for the Ministry. And even though we're a non-creedal faith, we do have some shared ideas about theology. And our theology is often implicit, where we don't really talk about it. We practice it without talking about it. At a Laredo conference many years ago, Rebecca Parker talked about our Unitarian Universalist theology of salvation. She said our theology of salvation comes from the Universalist branch of Unitarian Universalism. Our Universalist ancestors were grounded in Protestant theology, but their theology of salvation changed over time from the other Protestant churches. The Universalists embraced universal salvation for all people and also rejected the atonement theology surrounding the death of Jesus that other churches followed. The Universalist view of salvation moved away from salvation in the afterlife and became focused on what we can do to help people while they're alive in the world that we live in today. And Rebecca Parker provided a short soundbite summary of what that might look like, what our theology of salvation would look like. We offer salvation from those things that deny life or make life less whole. We offer salvation from those things that deny life or make life less whole. And the next part of this will get a bit interactive, and it's kind of similar to what you did today, Susan, with the story for all ages, but that's okay, because what is about repetition? Thank you. So, we should talk before we do these things. But anyway, when I heard that we offer salvation from those things that deny life or make life less whole, a light bulb went off over my head. So many things that we do as Unitarian Universalists fit that description, even though we don't use the word salvation and talk about it in an explicit manner. It's all implicit. So what things do you see us doing that fit within this view of salvation? Shout out your ideas so we can repeat them and share them with the people streaming at home. What do we do that's salvational, that saves the world? What do we do? Highland Blessing Dinner. Help immigrants. What else? Advocate for policies. Okay, what else? Vote. What else? I'm sorry? Advocate for animals. Yes. Oppose genocide in Gaza and other places in the world. And we did that, the anti-apartheid pledge, which we were the first in the nation to do. Thank you to Taha for all the work that you did for that. So what else do we do? Peaceful protest.
Teach children that they are whole and holy as they are.
Teach children that they're whole and holy as they are, which ties into our chalice lighting reading today. Thank you. So, what's that? Reproductive rights and reproductive justice. Yes, which is a much broader category than just reproductive rights. So, but we do support all that. Be a welcoming congregation. So think those are all the ways, and there's more. We could probably go on for an hour, which we won't, because you have things to do today, like a meeting after this. But all the things we do tie back into trying to make the world more whole and save us from things that deny life or make life less whole. Our work at All Souls is work towards salvation and support of others who are working towards salvation. I remember at General Assembly when Taha was giving his a talk there on the apartheid pledge, the person next to me asked me, "What did you do?" And I said, "I gave him a ride to church." That was, So we support, even if we're not doing the work, we're supporting those who do. Our work at All Souls is work towards salvation and support others who are working towards salvation. We are saving the world from those things that deny life or make life less whole. Thank you.
So I had an aha moment in the car on the way here, and there's belief that Tara presents in many forms, and I guess today I am embodying green Tara. Not saying that I'm a goddess or a deity, it was only about my clothing choices for the morning. So thank you for asking me to do this. Over time, I realized that I needed more than beliefs. I needed a place where my whole life could belong. For 39 years as a registered nurse, I have stood beside bedsides in moments that are raw, uncertain, and deeply human. I've witnessed fear, resilience, grief, and quiet courage. Personally, I have advocated for a monk who had just died to lay in wait for 24 hours in an ICU bed because that was part of their beliefs, which you could imagine is probably, hospital beds are oftentimes at a premium. I've prepared an unconscious Native American so that her husband could come in and do a ritual dance in her room in quiet and solitude and sing for her, knowing that her passing was probably soon. I've also smuggled small dogs into ICU rooms as well so that individuals could be with all of their loved ones. Those experiences really changed me, and they taught me that compassion isn't abstract. It's something that we live, and it's something that we fight for. And they left me with a growing need for a community that didn't just speak about love and justice, but also embodied it. For context, my background, I grew up in Church of Christ and various Baptist churches, asking questions like, why can't we have musical instruments while we're singing music? That never seemed to be answered, but those experiences, there were bright moments because I had a lot of family there with me. But spiritually, one of my turning points came when I encountered The Power of the Myth by Joseph Campbell. Something in his words unlocked a new way of seeing the world. I began to understand that meaning isn't confined to a single story or a doctrine, and that there are many paths and many truths, and all of them are part of the human experience. And that realization didn't make me feel lost, it made me feel free. And unexpectedly, it made me feel at home in the unknown. My first encounter with a UU church was in Texas. I was a widow with 2 small boys needing a space. And there was a first group that was gathering, a UU group. They were meeting in a school elementary space. And the first service that I went to, they used narratives of Star Trek intermingled with philosophy and beliefs and religion. Now, I was a child of the 70s. I spent a lot of time watching Star Trek. And it was, as an adult, it was really comforting to know that all of that TV time was not wasted on my future, and it had deeper meaning for my life as an adult. So I share this with you because when I was preparing for this, it reminded me of a question that I had always had about the Vulcan salute that Spock used. Where did that come from? So I did a little looking up, and I remember I practiced it as a youth, trying to get it just right. And I found Leonard Nimoy. He had written an autobiography, and this iconic gesture that he is so famous for was based on a priestly blessing at an Orthodox Jewish shul. He, as a young boy, was at the temple, and the prayer that day was the Shekinah. And this is where the feminine aspect of God comes into the temple and brings a very bright light, so bright that if you look at it, your eyes could be damaged. And so he said his father would sit next to him and say, "Don't look, don't look." Well, of course, Nimoy, a curious boy, he said he peeked. And what he saw, he was so struck by the image of the men waving a split-fingered hands over the congregation during the blessing. To quote him, he said it was magical. And the rest of that is history, and then we ended up with this gesture intertwined with both Star Trek and religious beliefs that many of us don't even know today where that even came from. Fast forward many years, I met my husband, and Unitarian Universalism became very personal when he and I chose to be married. He is an atheist, and I consider myself a humanist. I embrace mystery without really needing to define it. But we didn't feel like we fit neatly into traditional expectations, and we really didn't want to. And what we wanted was something honest, something that would honor our marriage fully. So I turned to All Souls and placed a phone call and to find someone that could do that type of ceremony. It was really more than a practical choice. It was an act of trust. And Barbara came, and she created a space where neither of us had to pretend, where our differences were not obstacles, but part of the beauty of what we were building together. And that experience really stayed with me, and it pointed me toward Unitarian Universalism, a community where questions are not feared, where differences are not just tolerated but welcomed, and where love shows up in action, especially in the work of social justice. I came here because I needed that. I needed a place where all my years of service, my questions, my values, my hopes could all exist together. I needed a community that could hold conviction and uncertainty alongside strength and vulnerability. I needed something that felt magical. I needed that for us, for my husband and I, and we needed a shared space that honors the many ways that people experience life and meaning, a place that supports without requiring sameness. Being a Unitarian Universalist means I don't have to divide myself. I can bring my whole story, what I know, what I question, and what I'm still discovering. And in return, I find here connection, purpose, and a spirit of care that feels both grounding and alive. And that's why I'm here, and that's why I belong. And I just hope for all of us together that we can live long and prosper.
Thank you so much, Ann and Steve and Tara, all of you. That was beautiful, and it gives you, especially if you haven't been here very long, I hope it's giving you an idea of kind of the mosaic that is present here, and take some time to have conversations with the people around you, because you'll find as many variations and different ideas as there are people in this room, and maybe more, because some of us have more than one idea some days. I'll ask Barbara to come and help me again with song leading. We're going to sing The Fire of Commitment, and I'll ask you to rise in body or spirit.
From the light of days remembered, birds of beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the stories of our living rings a song goes which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion need to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin.
And because this is a democracy, that was a request from the game night crowd. This is a reading from Nancy Wood that inspired the reading at the beginning of the service. Hold on to what is good, even if it is a handful of earth. Hold on to what you believe, even if it is a tree which stands by itself. And hold on to what you must do. Thank you again to all our speakers today. We'll begin the congregational meeting in a little bit. If you are joining online, that link should have come to your email this morning and also in your Friday email. So, and I'll bet we can put it, do we put it in a link on Facebook? It's posted on Facebook? Oh, will be, okay, all right. It will be posted on Facebook and Blue Sky. Thank you so much, Steve Caldwell. We appreciate you. All right.
Say